Welcome or welcome back, new viewers and game bears. It is time for a new episode of the Super Mario Bros. Wii playthrough, and today we're in World 3, and we're gonna go through this here snowland of the North Pole, or at least, I think it's the North Pole, I don't know. You guys think we'll see Santa at any point? I don't know. Let us begin with 3-1 in our propeller suit that we had in the previous episode after beating Roy Boy's ass. As this level has a pretty neat gimmick in it, you see, ow. That's perfectly fine because now we have the penguin suit. And this thing has some really cool abilities, allowing you to throw ice balls. Now this is the kind of bad game design choice I was mentioning in previous episodes. Okay, so if you have this suit, what's the point of having the ice flower, you know? It kind of makes that extremely redundant. But these penguin enemies, you have to hit them twice in order to kill them. And when you hit them with the ice block, they'll slide like that. If you try to slide into them, you'll simply get bumped over. Hello Aaron, how you doing today? However, the penguin suit has one thing, or two things in fact, over the ice flower. One, you have a lot more traction on snow, and two, you have this little sliding ability over here, which will be a huge part of this level. Now, as I mentioned, this makes the Iceman suit, or the ice flower, completely redundant. Why use the ice flower when you can just use this? So that's one thing this game has bad balancing for. Plus, you can even break ice cubes, or not ice cubes, blocks, with the sliding effect. So why use the ice flower over this? It doesn't really make much sense, and it's kind of bad game design to have this. Like, in my opinion, I think the penguin suit should have not had the ability to throw ice balls like the ice flower can. But, whatever. They didn't really rectify this in later games either, which is kinda sad, but, yeah, who knows. And wait, I'm living. Y'all thought I was gonna die there, didn't you? Nope, I'm too skilled for that. Anyways, got myself a free one up there. We can use these Koopas over here as platforms to get that checkpoint as soon as they fly over. There we go. And now we have ourselves a little secret we can look at over here. Oh, that's not good. At least we got the star coin. Now, can I get the star coin? Come on, Mario, you can do this. Oh, I might be trapped. Not necessarily. Come on. Yeah, there we go. We're good. Alright, thankfully there's another penguin suit on the other side. And yes, I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. I get the coin over here. I know we have ourselves another penguin suit over here. As soon as I can jump on there, there we go. And now we have a little sliding section over here. With the little red coins. This is a pretty fun challenge, I think. And I'm dead. Wait a minute, we living. Told you I was too skillful to die. Alright, we can use our penguin power to break those blocks. And now what we're supposed to do is freeze one of these guys to get these star coins sitting over here. Alright, stand right here, duck, and you get the star coin. Pretty easy in my opinion. I've done a few chun power ratings myself. Fitting as we're in the ice world. Alright, now why don't we continue sliding our way through here. And, oh, wait, we live in... That's like the third time I've had to do that now. And I'm just gonna run through the rest of this. Actually, no, I can still slide. And that's the end of the level. I remember my little sister was always very obsessed with those penguin enemies. I tried to use an Arcalodon. Keeps taking away my stat boost with haze, it's really annoying. But anyways, onward to 3-2, another pretty neat level. I like that you slide down the hill when you're in the penguin suit, it's pretty cool. We'll definitely see the penguin suit a lot more in later levels, even outside of this world. Alright, this level here has a hell of a lot of bullet bills in it. We'll see that in due time. As I mentioned, no point in having the ice flower when we have the penguin suit. And bullet bills, unlike most other enemies, when they get frozen, ow, well, I guess I'm getting the ice flower. But bullet bills, unlike most other enemies, when they're in the air, if they get frozen, they stay frozen. Like this. And this will be really good for not only picking them up, but for platforming purposes as well. And even using them for offense against other enemies. Or even defense, if you want to be that way. Now we can freeze this man over here, get the star coin. Alright, now we have ourselves another new enemy, and the last time we'll see a Hammer Bro variant for the rest of the game. Or at least a new type of Hammer Bro variant. That being the Ice Bros. They have ice attacks just like we do when we have either the Ice Flower or the Penguin Suit. And they fire at the same trajectory. Yeah, especially with the sunglasses. And the Penguin Suit itself. I mean, the Mario franchise isn't new to any kind of strange animal-like suits. I mean, we have the frog suit in Super Mario Bros. 3. But anyways, we got ourselves a little star over here. Invincible for only 10 seconds. Now we have the checkpoints. And there's a star coin around here that's actually pretty difficult to get, I think. Oh yeah, that's right, bullet bills don't spawn when you're close to them. Alright, now here's the star coin I was mentioning. We need to have perfect timing. Well, maybe not perfect timing. But there's a star coin up there, which is much easier to get if you have the propeller suit, but we do not have that right now, so we're going to get this the old-fashioned way. By trying to stand on bullet bills that we freeze. If you time it just right, actually, in fact, you won't even need to freeze the third one. You know, worth it. I don't care if I just damage boosted. We're gonna have to time our jumps a little bit lower here. One thing bullet bills do that we don't really see in later Mario games until New Super Mario Bros. U, as well as in Super Mario Maker, is anytime they get too close to each other, they'll kind of push each other out of the way. And there's our final star coin. Now we just have a bunch of bullet bills to deal with. And that's the end of this level now as well. So far, I'm liking most of the level gimmicks, and most of the levels that we've done so far. Alright, now we have access to some new enemies, that being the Ice Bros again, just like the Goombas from World 1 and the Spinies from World 2. And we have World 3-3 over here as well. Why don't we fight one of the Ice Bros first? I'm gonna beat your ass, dude. Man, he looks so proud that he caught me even though I ran into him. Alright, one of them is perfectly... Actually, two of them are perfectly placed so that we can hit them with a block headbutt. Get that out of the way, or using our fist to hit the block, but whatever. It's a common misconception that Mario hits his head on the blocks, when you can see it in his animation, even in the older games, that he uses his fist, not his head. That would be funny if he was using his head. You can even carry... Well, not in these missions, it seems, but you can mostly carry these springs under normal circumstances. Now, come on. Alright, we're good now. Just keep throwing those ice balls, and we win. Alright, we've been needing more mushrooms. And get your ass out of here, we don't need you here. Alright, time to go to 3-3. And this level's gimmick is icicles on the water. Alright, slide on down here so you don't get hit by the hammer bro. We get ourselves a free life because we totally don't need more, or we totally need more of those yet. Just want to hit that last block to be an asshole, but whatever. Alright, icicles on the water, as I mentioned. Any of the icicles that are colored a lighter blue color that you see up there are ones that will fall. Anyone that's a bit darker blue are the ones that tend to stay stationary. And we have the return of the penguin suit, you know, as soon as I can get it, that is. I hope those icicles fall so I don't take damage. One other thing the penguin suit has that I didn't mention in World 3-1, you can swim a little easier with it, reminiscent to the frog suit from Super Mario Bros. 3. You don't want those ices to hit you. Oh. You don't want the ice to hit you. across a wall like that, it'll instantly kill you, as a sort of smush effect. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a neat little star coin nearby, and these ice things hint at that, right over here. Need little hints for the player to figure that out. Though it's not, but it's subtle enough that it isn't obvious. I kind of like that. Alright, and yet another life. Not a question of the day, but which world do you think we'll have 99 lives at by the end of this playthrough? Just curious. Alright, goodbye, Ice Bro, and your ice missed. You need to learn how to aim those things, man. Alright, here's our checkpoints. And now we have giant icicles. And who's commanding their Pokemon to use Icicle Crash over here? Another penguin suit if needed, but at the moment, not really. And it just disappeared. One thing that me and my... Oh, you son of a... Wow, okay, okay. I see how it is, game. As I was trying to do there. One thing that I liked doing when I used to play with my little sister in this game was have an enemy held up like this as they're frozen, and use them as a kind of a shield from the icicles. Nice little way, neat way to get through this level, if you're having a little trouble. Anyways, let's get the second star coin in this level. I'm trying to hit this block. Okay, nothing important. Get through the icicles. Don't get stomped by the giant one, because that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. Alright, this one will slide over. Now get away from the icicles over there. I get up here just to avoid the Goombas. Could do a little slide attack. If we had the penguin suit on, we could have ran through those blocks. And if I remember correctly, I think that one right over there, like this over here is a little secret, so I guess we're missing out on the star coin that's down there if I remember correctly. Oh well, I can always get that in a later episode. Or a later, or off screen even. Or once again later episode. Too bad we can't go back into it. But hey, look what we have over here. A barrel! Now, as I mentioned before with those ice blocks of the enemies, use this to protect yourself from the falling icicles, because there's a fuck ton of them. And you can even use this to get the star coin. So we didn't miss out on a star coin, I forgot it was there. And now we're at the end of the level once again. Use our sliding ability to not get to the top of the flagpole, but that's okay.
Yeah, Mario time. Yeah.
Alright, now we unlocked not only a one-up house, but the rest of the pathway, and we can get to the Boo House next. Alright, let's get some more one-ups, because we totally need more of those. Alright, we know how to play this, we've seen this before. I think it's best to start on this side, so you got a nice little diagonal angle. And I got one. Oh, that's okay. Alright, this one might run into us, that's okay. He apparently wants to get his ass beat. Who am I to deny him that chance? Alright, this is a bit of a different layout than what we saw before. I freeze him. Uh-oh. That's no good. Well, it's a nice chance to show off the animation that plays anytime you get frozen by an ice bro. And who will that be? Alright. She's just chatting? Alright, if that's what you'd like. Alright, let's get the free mushrooms. Goodbye, Ice Bro. Thanks for the free mushrooms. Now, right over here, this here ghost house, if I remember correctly, has two separate exits. As you can see the cannon that's in the background over there. So why don't we do the ghost house first, or the Boo House, and the first Boo House of many that we'll see throughout this playthrough. And I don't think, actually, I think Boo Houses were in New Super Mario Bros. DS, if I remember correctly. Now this here has a lot of secrets, starting with this neat little star coin sitting over here. Alright, and boos are probably our first invincible enemy that we see in this hero playthrough. The reason being is the only way they can die is using the star. Sometimes there'll be fake doors like that, and other times there'll be little antiques being fired at you like that. Maze, I think? Whatever that is. And there's another little secret door over here. Well, this one actually is a trick. Kind of encouraging the player to find secrets throughout the house. There's even a Lost Woods type house in a later up level, but yeah, we'll come across that when we do. More secrets over here. Let's crawl up these shafts very fast if you hold down the 1 button. And as usual, just like in many other games, you look at a boo in their direction, they will freeze in place. Since boos are shy people, they don't like eye contact. I can relate. Alright, if I remember... Oh, I thought I got hit. If I remember correctly, there is another secret over here. Let's wall jump up here, crawl up here, crawl up there again. That should be all the secrets in this room. Yes. And we need 1 more coin before I get myself a free 1-up. And that's our 1-up. Even more coins. Who's gonna get mad at that? Makes me wonder how many coins Mario ends up getting on his journeys, actually. He's probably a freaking quadrillionaire, I'm telling you. Alright, so it's best to go down here to let this boo get to you, and then look in its direction so it's in place. If you want to slow him down a little bit, you can always look backwards. Alright, just if you need a new power, you can do that. Alright, time to jump up here. Go fast. Alright, and the secret exit is actually located somewhere down here, if I remember correctly. It's just somewhere the player needs to be able to see, which is right over there. Ow. Boo, you're just rude. You're rude, boo. Alright, that's worth it. Because this allows us to get the secret exit. You'll end up seeing it at the corner of your eye if you end up passing through it too fast. This is also where the 3rd star coin happens to be. Alright, so we gotta constantly look back and forth like this while this auto-scroller section. Say it with me, everybody. Auto-scrollers are not really the best in platformers. 2D or 3D. Just because of how slow they move. I mean, I guess it depends on what type of player you are. Alright, just keep doing this so they don't move too much. Some of the walls will have secrets. Stay vigilant. Oh yeah, moving like that. And there's a power-up right over there. I want to go get it so I don't die in a singular hit. And this... Ooh, star. Ah, god damn it. Alright, now that, as I mentioned earlier, we have the star, this will allow us to kill the enemies easily. And why don't we kill that giant boo back there before I run out of star power? And I guess I missed the star coin somehow. And thank you for your safety checks. Alright, we could always get it off screen, as I mentioned. I mean, we're already going to be doing this level again to go through the normal exit, so it's fine. And there's the secret exit I mentioned earlier.
This way.
Honestly, they're not that bad. They're pretty manageable, as you just saw. And that will allow us access to the cannon. Now, y'all remember the animations that the Koopalings will play? Anytime the ship, what do we call those little airships, let them on the castles over there, or the dungeons as I call them? Well, if you go to the cannons and skip different worlds, they'll kind of already be, and then you go back to these dungeons over here, they'll kind of already spawn in there instead of being let off. It's a neat little unique animation that's only can be seen if you use the cannons. But now that we've finished the Boo House level over here, we can go into it again and go for the normal exit as usual, or we can go straight to the dungeon. And anytime you beat one of the Boo Houses, the Boo gets a little scary face over, or scared face over here, continuing to be shy like we saw before. But I want to go to the normal exit this time. Alright, let's see if there's a neat little power I can get. None over here, it looks like. Alright, give me the power of the Fire Flower. Too bad there are no enemies this level. Well, besides the Boos here. Too bad there's no enemies in this level that actually die to them. There will be enemies in later Boo House levels that do die to fire flowers, though, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's go through here. Alright, Boo, come on, you can get me. You know you want to, you know you want to. Hat, psych. You ain't getting nothing. What I tell you, ain't getting nothing. I guess that fire flower is his. I wonder what a Boo using a fire flower would look like. Maybe somebody can make some fan art of that. Alright, and we got ourselves another little door over here. Alright, here's another boring elevator level. Kind of similar to the one we had for the secret exit. Slow auto scrollers, where you gotta constantly move back and forth like this if you don't want the Boos to screw you over. Now, I don't want to go straight for the Kin levels. We could always save that for a later episode. I'd rather go through it the normal way. Alright, and give us the power of the star, man. Right, once again, the star coin is not in this room. And, yep, another one up for us.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Huh, neat. Perhaps I'll give her a look. Alright, now let's go to this little toad house and get some more power-ups after the ones we had to use in World 2. World 2 is probably one of my least favorite levels. I didn't mention this while we were going through it, just because I always felt like a bit of a difficulty spike, and now replaying this game for the first time in years, I can still see that difficulty spike, even as a more experienced player. Compared to some of the other worlds, especially this earlier in the game, and as I mentioned before, me and my little sister having so much trouble in World 2 back in elementary school. Oh, come on, Bowser, don't do this to me. Alright, oh, Mini Mushroom, everyone's favorite power-up. Anyways, Ice Flower. Oh, come on, Bowser Jr., don't do this to me. Alright, Penguin Suit, it's here. Yay, Penguin Suit. And Ice Flower, we're getting lucky here and unlucky, but that's okay. There's an awful lot of blue that we got. Alright, it's time to fight the third of the Koopalings, that being Lemmy Boy, and the smallest of the Koopalings, and probably the easiest one in this game, in my opinion, besides Larry, of course. And no, not Pokemon Larry, who won't exist for another, what, 13 years? But yeah. You know what, that will give you an Ice Flower. I want to keep my Fire Flower for as long as I possibly can. Just because fire is a pretty neat interaction with the Koopalings, in terms of dealing damage that I didn't get to show off with the previous two that we fought. Alright, but the gimmick of this here level is these moving squares. They're really not hard to maneuver on. You can climb on them with enough platforming experience. And I believe there is a neat little star coin. Or just a door leading to some secrets. You can kind of, like, if you play these levels enough, you'll kind of notice what might be a hidden wall in the dungeon levels, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I don't want to get hit by the wrecking ball. No! Damn it. Oh well. It's worth getting. Haha, y'all thought I was gonna get caught by that. You know what? I'm gonna go down here because I want the Ice Flower. The Ice Flower is certainly gonna be useful for what's coming. And I guess I can't get the Ice Flower that's down here. Oh well, normal Mario it is. I'm pretty sure it's just a coin in here. No, wait. Stroke of luck. We got the Ice Flower. Alright, and now we have ourselves yet another all-scroller, but unlike the previous one in the Boo House, this one I think is a little more fun. We have a few enemies to deal with, that being... I forgot what these guys were called. I think they were called shock absorbers or some crap. I don't remember. Yes, and I missed it. Oh, well, it's okay. We already have a power-up, and I really don't need more lives. So I think we're fine. Get another little ice flower. Alright, it's good to have the ice flower for this part. So you can freeze enemies and throw them at each other, especially the dry bones, since this is one of the few ways to kill them outside of using a Starman. And I lost that power. Awesome. Wonderful. And I was supposed to save that power block. Alright, because the more of these dry bones that get on the platform, the harder it is to manage, as you would imagine. But thankfully, the more we go upward, the more space we have, and thus the more manageable we can deal with all these dry bones will be. And spike balls will come into the mixture as well, as you can see over here. They'll help kill the dry bones for us, doing all the dirty work. Actually, it's pretty fun to avoid all of these things on this little platform. Part of the reason why I mentioned this platforming section is much better than the one in the Boo House. And another one up, because I totally need more lives. And now here's another PAL block, but let's hold on to this for a bit, because we need those spike balls to break those platforms over there. Now we can get this here star coin without much hassle. And I missed on that block over there, but that's okay. Completely forgot it was there. Alright, and the final star coin's right over here. I might take damage from that dry bones, but that's fine, I don't really mind it. And there's always a secret block around here before the boss room. It should be normally near the door. Okay, it's nowhere to be found, that's fine. Huh. Alright, I'll give that channel a good look. Alright, here's our boy Lemmy, the easiest of the Koopalings, in my opinion. Unlike Roy or Larry, he will not throw magic spheres at you, but instead, will throw these bouncy balls at you. That puts you off of the stage. And I'm dead. Well, that's embarrassing. I just said he was the easiest of the Koopalings. And I gotta get the star coins again. That's rough, buddy. Anyways, let's just eat a mushroom that totally wouldn't poison you in real life, and try this again. Anyways, let's try this again. This time with the ice power intact once again. I do apologize for that. I mean, there are a lot of dry bones dying on screen at once. Hey, look at that, we got a little decoration. Let's hold on to the power block until those spikes show up. But anyway, even before the spikes show up, get rid of some of them to make this a bit more manageable. Oh, come on, move out of the way. God damn it. Guess I'll die. Because I want to get those star coins, and quickly I don't want to have to keep redoing the level over and over again just to get the star coins. Alright, star coin, and then I die.
Oh no!
Let's try this again. You know what they say, third time's the charm, and often on this channel, that ends up being the case.
It's a good time.
Alright, let's do this again. And you can even destroy those spike balls if you want a bit more space. Do apologize for that. Alright, so let's just keep these two over here. Let's protect the POW block with our lives. Jump over here, let them destroy the platforms. Alright, down they go. And slide our way under here. I said Mario. Slide our way under here. There we go. And now we have the second star coin this time. Now let's hit this block so we don't miss out this time. And we got the one up, at least to make up one of the two lives that we lost previously. I missed time to that jump, that's okay. I take damage, that's fine as I mentioned. Get the final star coin once again. I guess we're going in. I think there was a hidden block here, I just don't remember exactly the exact spot it was in. Alright, Lemmy boy, are you ready for round? Well, not exactly round 2 yet, or whatever. Alright, now hit him right over here. He'll only go to the side once, compared to the other Koopalings who will do it at least twice. And you can hit him again. All he's trying to do is use those bounce balls against you. So try and hit you into the edge. You can shoot up to 3 at a time. And now he's down. See how, look how easy it is. Now I'd rather use the mushrooms so the stage itself can give me the power-ups. I can use those other power-ups for more important stages later on. That's why I chose to use the mushrooms instead. Plus they're the most readily available item. There he goes, jumping his way over to the next part of the world. Right, and oh, Toad, sorry Toady boy, but you're gonna have to deal with that yourself, mate.
What?
Save, yes, you know what they say, it's good to keep a record. And now we can go into the second half of the world. Don't know why they're called worlds when they're kind of lands, masses, not separate planets, but whatever. Then again, in Mario Galaxy, they're called separate planets and galaxies and whole universes, but discussion for another day. Anyways, here is the latter half of World 3, and that is what we will deal with in episode, what are we on now? Episode 6, actually, since this will be the 5th episode at the time of me making this. Look at me just sliding down there. Let's just start back up there again. But anyways, if y'all enjoyed this addition to the new Super Mario Bros. Wii playthrough and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and follow it when the videos you see on screen now on YouTube and that bell button for more. I'm gonna give a special thank you to Aaron for joining me once again for this wonderful video. As well, consider becoming a YouTube member for $3 a month, a subscriber for $6 a month for wonderful bonuses, such as an ad-free experience, and finally consider answering the question of the day. What's your favorite snow-themed level in a Mario game, 2D or 3D platform, or even one of the spin-offs like in Mario Kart, and why? Let us know in the comments below. Alright, so for those of you on Twitch, let us end this off with a quick raid. And like you mentioned, today we shall raid. Oh, let's see, did you mention for me to raid again? Alright, Poseidon Mythos. Send her your unwavering love and support. And she is playing Uma Musume. Pretty derby. Send her your unwavering love and support. Been trying to get into that game. I mean, I think it's alright. Alright, thank y'all for watching, and have a berrific day.